Hey everybody, it's Mark Spector Comics, and I'm back. Finally doing a little live stream up in here. It's been a couple of months, but I think it's more than time to finally unbox this great Golden Age Grail that's just been sitting here. So before we start doing that, let's say hello to everybody here in the chat. All right, let's see who's here so far. All right, hey, what's going on, Unruly? How are ya? Let's see. Flashpoint Comics. What's going on, Michael? Got our buddy here, Magic Lasso. Hey, how you doing, Ryan? Hope you're doing well. Unruly. All right. So what's going on? What's going on, Kenny? So I posted this on Instagram too. So if anybody wants to jump in on the live stream, I'll put the link on here as well, so you guys can jump on and chat. I don't think it'll be too long, but wanted to show some new recent pickups, and of course unbox one of my 2020 gold books, or is my Golden Age Grail book for the year. So I'll start that up shortly. We'll see who else is up in here. We got there you go, Comic Crypto Castle Hills. What's going on? How are you? Thanks for joining. Got Jaguar. What's going on, Jaguar? There we go. Looks like it got somebody jumping in right now.
What up?
What's going on, Michael? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining.
No problem. I can't wait to see this Golden Age Grail you picked up.
I know. I was really excited that. Oh, it looks like. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Kenny. Yeah, that Frazetta thumbnail is awesome. It's kind of a cue into what the book potentially is. If you know some Golden Age classic Frazettas, you'll probably know what this book is. So yeah, what's going on, everybody? How are you? How's it going, Mike?
No, it's been going good, man. I just got back from Alaska, so trying to organize my comic book room. As you can see, tons of everything. So trying to get it all cleaned up.
Oh wow, what were you doing out in Alaska?
Working. I work for the coal mines as a diesel mechanic, so they
sent
me out there. Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. How long were you out there for?
A month and a half, 2 months.
Is that typical when you go out and travel?
It was only supposed to be for a week, but then they were supposed to find a replacement, and then nobody wanted to go. So they were like, "Well, do you mind staying? We could really use the help." And they were paying for my housing, giving me $200 a day per diem. So I was like, "Yeah, that's free comic book money. Nope, I don't mind. It's doing the same thing I did now, so not a big deal."
There you go. That's what's up. Hey, we got some other people in here. What's going on, Brandon? How are you, buddy? Thanks for stopping by. So, like I said, I got some recent books I picked up. I just haven't. I showed some of them on Steve Breck Family's channel not too long ago when I did that A-OK with him. But I'll end up showing some of them up. I've got some extra books I got recently, and then I'll open up that big Grail book of mine. So if you want to show some books yourself, you can more than feel free to as well. If not, I'll just start as well. All right, what's going on here? All right, so went to this new shop recently, maybe about a week ago, and I've been trying to pick up some of the keys in this Deadpool run, not the most recent one, but the one prior. And I picked up this one. This is from the Scotty Young run. This is, what do you call it? Deadpool issue number 10. This is I think the first appearance of Good Night, which is really cool. One of the harder ones in the run to pick up, so I was happy to get that. Nice little cover. This one was absolutely gorgeous when I picked this up when I had the pre-order. I don't usually pre-order a lot of books, but especially store variants. It's not really my thing. But when I saw this cover, I had to pick it up because I had been reading the Venom series, the current one, right through. And this is Venom issue number 26. That's the Shannon Mayer cover with Scream on the cover there, which is really cool. It's been, especially the last few issues in the run, has been picking up a lot of steam, which is crazy. I haven't picked up the most recent one, but this was issue 26, and it's been a good read. Let's see what else is in here. What's going on, Comic Mag Musings? How are you? Thanks for dropping by. Let's see. I've been picking up these 90s Rise of the Midnight Suns books, the polybag ones. I picked up this one, The Darkhold. It's that newsstand, which are quite hard to get at the newsstands. They made a ton of these books, but the newsstands are lower print. This was part 4 of 6. So there's 6 parts to the Rise of the Midnight Suns. Nice little book. For you X-Men fans, I know Kenny's a big X-Men fan. Picked up this beauty not too long ago. This is Uncanny X-Men number 120. This is the first appearance of Alpha Flight. It's a nice little book. That always looks like Cheetah to me. It does. Yeah. It almost does look like a cheetah. That little print there. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice book. Let's see. Fingers crossed. All right. For you Spider-Man fans, especially Todd McFarlane fans, you got to have this book in your collection. This is Spider-Man issue number 1. It's from the Todd McFarlane run. Everybody loves a little Todd McFarlane. And it's a newsstand, which is cool. These are massively printed. I think there was like a 4 or 5 million print run, but these newsstands are a little bit more sought after. But so that's a little pile for now. Do you want to show any books, Mike?
Yeah, sure. I mean, so I don't have an LCS here actually, so I just have been picking up. I use R&R Comics that Burke family suggested to me, and Chino and Manny down there.
Okay.
So all of my pickups are books from like the last month. So I just got like these in the mail. So I picked up 2 copies of the Batman, 92 variant Punchline. What else did I get? I don't even know all that I've been subscribed to. So I don't know why I asked for 2 of these, but okay, you got 2 of these.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Of course, got to get both A and B covers for the Flash. So
yep, there you go.
Get those 2, and I don't know if you're liking the death metal stuff, man, but I'm loving it. So I got all the variants, like not the store incentives variants of like the death metal 1, and should be getting 2, 3, and 4 here, or 2 and 3 here shortly from them. This is my favorite cover. I love this cover.
Yeah, it's a nice little black and white cover. There you go.
And I got tons of other stuff, but I'm going to do a video on my channel. So I've been slowly putting out content, but not a lot.
Nice. Yeah, I've been reading the death metal. I think we're up to issue 3. I just finished reading that the other day. I read that one shot with the Robin King.
Yes, yeah.
There's a few good stories in there. That was pretty good. I liked it. So I am caught up with a few of them. I'm a few issues behind on that Flash, the current series, which has been really good.
Dude, the end of this series, where now that Williamson isn't going to be writing it anymore, right now, I think this is the best writing in the entire series, because I loved Godspeed. I thought I got slow there for a little bit afterwards, and then they brought Godspeed back, and then they teased Paradox, and then Paradox came, So Paradox was all right, but this, like, if you haven't gotten caught up, you need to get caught up. Like, this last little bit of the Flash Rebirth run is freaking amazing.
You know who's taking over for the next Flash?
I have no idea. Well, see, this is the whole confusing thing, because with all the DC news where they just fired a third of their staff and everything else, I've got no idea who's taking over what. Well, and they canceled that whole 5G initiative.
Yeah.
So I've got no idea what. I haven't been keeping up that closely with it. I've got no idea what they're planning on doing.
Yeah, there's been a lot of unknowns with DC, especially the last week exactly. So yeah, definitely we'll see what happens.
I got this too. I found that it's remarked by somebody. I don't know. I paid $100 for it, so we'll see. I don't even know if it's worth it or not, but I like not sure who did the remark on it, but
oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down for supporting local comic shops, so we'll see if it was worth it or not. I'm really into. If you haven't read the Batman versus Superman series either, that's a series that I've been picking up and kind of catch back up on, and I found that amazing too.
Yeah. What's going on, Jason? Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. Well, catch up with the chat. I try to be pretty good with catching up with the chat as much as I can, and especially when there's a few people in here and comments. So let's see. All right. So let me show some more books. All right. Pick these up. I have to bag and board these, but a little Star Wars. I know probably like nope, not into Star Wars, but I love this cover. This cover is really cool. You see Darth Vader there coming out of I guess the water, and I found out recently this is I think the second appearance of Shaka Toko, whatever her name is, the new character that's going to be in the second series of Mandalorian. So this is actually pretty cool. I ended up getting two copies of that. This is from the Charles Soule run, he's been a really good writer. And then this other really nice cover from the same series. I don't pick up a lot of Star Wars. It's not my thing, but I saw these up here for cover price. This is issue number 22, which is another cool cover. He's looking at the soul robot or something. I don't know. I think you'll appreciate these next books because I know you're more of a DC guy. I picked these up for essentially cover price. This is Superman Batman number 23.
Yes, yeah.
I got two of these. They had two there in the back issue bin. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's not the first appearance of Batman. No, that's the old Superman Batman stuff, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I know there's a whole debate going on where was the first true appearance of the Batman Beyond, and it's not that series, is it?
This is the whole confusion between the whole first appearance of Batman Beyond nonsense. So I ended up picking up that Superman Batman Annual number 4. I got that at the flea market, which is like the first Terry McGinnis that later becomes Batman Beyond. And then I saw this as well in the back issue bin, so I figured I'd get 2 copies as well. So,
that's awesome.
So there's no scrutiny behind that. I got both of them, so it doesn't matter.
Well, and Southern Comic Geek, if Tom King were to pick up Flash, I'd be okay with it because I actually enjoyed Tom King's run on Batman, so it doesn't bother me none.
Oh, you liked his run on Batman overall?
See, I felt like Tom King was trying to do something with Batman that no one else had done with him before, because I feel like everybody was doing the same thing with Batman, the gruff, dark, I hate to say emo, loner kind of character that, doesn't get close to very many people. And then you had Tom King who was trying to, with like the wedding of him and Catwoman, which was, I felt like he was trying to develop Batman to be something more that could broaden his horizons, and people didn't like that because people are a creature of habit. If it's not badass Batman that has no feelings, then nobody wants it. But maybe I'm weird and one of the few people that like Tom King.
Yeah, I did like, up until I want to say issue 75 or 76 is kind of when I started getting off of him in that series. I think it was when he killed off Alfred.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, all right, whatever. I stopped reading it up until the new writer got on him, and then I really liked the last few years of writing.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing though. Was like the Tom King. I felt like I enjoyed it. I felt like he was doing a lot of good things for him.
Don King. Oh man. So let's see. I picked up this other book from a new LCS that this LCS just opened up back in July. What do you got there?
I just got my CGC books back, so I got my.
Oh, that's that Boss Logic.
Yep, I got that one 9.8, which was surprising because I thought there was a crease and I didn't get it pressed. So, and then I got the other one. I've got the Virgin variant, the Matina, that's going to be coming back here shortly too. I got those back. I'm pretty excited for those.
Nice. That was good. All right, so let's see. This was there's nothing key about this book, but I picked this up because it was cheap and it was signed by the artist, Jim Chung. This is Young Avengers number 4. I liked it because I'm a big fan of Kang the Conqueror. So I had to pick this up, and you can see there it's signed at the bottom by the cover artist Jim Chung. So a cool little cover. Yeah, that shop I went to just opened. It was a brand new shop that just opened up in July. So I was like, all right, wanted to check out what they had there in the back issues and stuff like that. So that was kind of like, I liked it going into a brand new shop and just picking stuff. It's kind of like to see what they have. And they had a ton of like slabs there too, which I was surprised. This is a cool comic book marketplace magazine. This is like spotlighting Alex Schomburg. So if you're familiar with Alex Schomburg, he's a great Golden Age cover artist. He did a lot of like World War II covers, a lot of covers for Namor, for what's this guy's name? He's in Captain America covers, a lot of great covers. So I have like 2 Golden Age Alex Schomburg covers in my collection. So I kind of want to like go through this marketplace magazine because it covers a lot of the all the issues that he's done over the years. So it's a nice little book to pick up on. All right, so those are my recent pickups. I do have a little book that came in the mail this week that I want to show real quick before I opened up this big Grail. What's going on? Hey, we got our buddy here, Steve. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for hopping on. We got Jamie. What's going on, J Hood? All right. So pick this up. This was the last book I needed for that Rise of the Midnight Suns I was talking about. It's the this one's more of a key issue, so it was a little bit more pricey, but I still got it for a really good price. And it's polybag.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So from collector to collector, so I'm in the midst of buying a collection, and he has like a couple of old gold, like good, like Silver Age, Golden Age books. So would you grade? So it's a Flash 105 First Mirror Master, missing 4 pages. CGC would grade that as a no grade, right? Because anything missing more than a page, and it's missing the corner stamp. I can't remember what they do for that. Would you send that in, or would that be something you just keep for like because?
What's that worth? I don't know what that book is worth normally. Is it
Well, normally, so like a 1.5 is like $1,500 if I remember correctly, current market price.
Holy shit. So yeah, I think that would be graded as a no grade. You said it's Flash 105?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Yeah, first appearance of Mirror Master. So in a 0.5 would be what looks like 450.
Yeah.
I guess if you didn't, if you don't have much into it and you want to grade it, that's fine. I probably wouldn't send it in. I don't know, I'm kind of torn on that one. I probably wouldn't send it in because of it's going to show up as a no grade. I don't know. That's just me personally.
Well, that's where I was torn at because it's like a big book, you know what I mean? And if all the pages were there, it would be huge. But I'm just like, well, is it worth sending in? Even at a no grade, it would look nice in a slab. It's not. I'll send you pictures on Instagram and see what you think because I wasn't sure and I wanted to talk to other people because I'm like, well, if it's not worth sending in, then I don't want to pay the $30 for them to, do that. It was.
If you want to do it just to kind of have it preserved and in slab, then that for the price I probably would do it. Just because I guess I would just have to take a look at it. Yeah, you can send me some pictures in the back in IG after and see. But I don't know if the pages are they brittle? Are they fairly in good condition?
So everything is in good condition except for it's missing the top right corner and missing 4 pages.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll just send me some pictures in the background and I'll take a look at it.
Sounds good.
All right. So this was the last book I wanted to get for that run. This is the Rise of the Midnight Suns, part 1 of 6, the Ghost Rider. This is that first appearance of Lilith. Picked that up. This was, the most priciest of the series, but it's really not that expensive of a book. I paid $5 for it, but nice little minor key. But finally completed this little Rise of the Midnight Suns, which I was happy to get. So that was that. All right, and now on to the Grail book. Let's see. All right. So I did a little, I think this was a couple of months ago. When I live streamed, I was talking a little bit about how to bid on these live auction houses, kind of like a go-to, like a how-to guide. And I was talking a little bit about this book because this book was actually up for auction at that at that auction house. So I was sitting on it, and it came up, and it was actually a pretty decent price for the book itself. So I ended up buying it. And what I said, it came back like a week later in the mail. So it's been sitting upstairs for quite a bit because I haven't live streamed in a while. So, but if you guys saw my 2020 goals book, you'll probably know what this book is right off the bat. So, yeah, a little Golden Age Frazetta. So does anybody have any guesses on what this book is before I show it? I know Kenny knows a little bit of Frazetta. And I know if Comic Mag Musings is still in here, he probably knows what this book is because he actually showed a little spotlight on Frazetta not too long ago. So take a little. I'm pretty sure you know what this is, Kenny. All right. So without further ado, I'll show this book. This is Weird Science Fantasy, issue number 29. Classic Frank Frazetta. 10 center. This came out, I think this was, 1955. So it's right at the end of the Golden Age. This is all pre-code horror. And this is actually the last pre-code horror issue for that series. And I believe this is in white pages. Yeah. Little white pages for a nice Golden Age book. So this was on my hunt list for quite some time. Actually, so happy to finally get a nice little Frazetta Golden Age action in my collection. Did you guess it, Kenny? Is that the book you were thinking it was? But yeah, there you go. Exactly. I love this cover. This is a classic cover. Yeah, the best cover in all of the EC. Yeah, exactly. You know, this is such a hard book. This was the one book I was like, probably, out of my 4 2020 goal list books that I was kind of worried that I wasn't going to be able to get because there's not too many out there in the census. I think there's probably under like 500 graded of these in the census. And it's really hard to get this book in high grade just because of the colors. There's a lot of like the dark greens and blacks in there. So, a 4.5 is a really solid grade for this book. Yeah, that was the other book too. I came close to if I wasn't able to pick up this book, I was going to get that Buck Rogers book because I think that one was a little bit more, there's a little bit more copies out there than this. This book doesn't come up often for auction. So I was happy to get this book. So yeah, this was my 2020 gold book. I was happy to pick this up. The caveman one. Yep, definitely. So yeah, so that's my my big Golden Age Grail book. I finally knocked it off the list. So there's only one more book left I have to get for the year, and that's my Werewolf by Night 32, first Moon Knight, and then that's it. I squared away my 2020 goals books. So, but yeah, do you have Michael? Do you have any? I don't know if you're doing. I know you have a big Flash collection. You got.
I'm actually working on Golden Age Batman.
I was gonna say, is there a book that you're looking at getting right now? I know you were talking about getting some Golden Age before.
So you know what? The book that I'm working on getting right now, I'm saving up and starting to sell some books for. There's actually a new shop that opened up by where I live called Tesseract Games.
Okay.
And they have the first appearance of Swamp Thing at a 5.7 or 5.7, 5.5. and they have one of those sideshow statues. So I'm considering getting into Swamp Thing if I need to. And yeah, congrats on that book. That's an awesome book.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That's always good. I've already hit. So I mean, I don't know if you watched my IG. I hit like all of my 2020 books I've already gotten. You know, I picked up. So I picked this up at a flea market for $300. So I kind of.
Wow.
You know, I mean, yeah. So I kind of got most of my Grail books honestly for 2020. So I'm just kind of collecting as I go. I just picked up, you know, and I'll share some more. I just picked up a bunch of Silver Age. I'll show you a little bit more of what I got from. So I'm looking to get some better grades of like this book. So I got the first Flash Race, $199.
Oh yeah, that's a beauty.
Another copy of this for the first appearance of the top. I don't know. Green Lantern 25. I'm not sure. What is that? 25? Yeah, 25. I don't know if this is a key or not, but pretty good condition.
All right. Yeah, I'm not the person when it comes to Green Lantern. I'm
No, 24. And then so I'm actually pretty excited for this Aquaman. Yeah.
What's that? Is that
Aquaman number 7?
Wow.
I might start collecting Aquaman now, actually, because I started, you know, I just picked up a bunch of his Rebirth from eBay. And I was like, you know what? I paid $20 for like the first 50 issues because nobody, you know, it's Aquaman, nobody bids on it. So I was like, you know what? I like, you know, I'll support somebody, help someone get rid of their comics, and I'll read it. So I started reading it last night, and Aquaman the Rebirth has been very surprising to me. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go back and read some of their Silver Age stuff digitally. And I'm like, I've never read any Aquaman before then. And I'm like, you know what? I'm down for that. And I also kind of want to, for 2021, I want to get Hawkman too.
Oh yeah.
Hawkman's picking up. I'm sad that DC canceled his run. His new Rebirth run. So.
Oh, Detective Comics. Yeah, there you go. Oh, it's a classic right there. Classic cover.
Then 28. So I'm not sure. Like, I don't know, man. See, it's been bad for me because I haven't been like a really focused collector. Because once I hit my Flash Grail and I was like, well, I now have every Flash book known to man. I'm like, well, what do I collect now? So yeah, that's all I got to. And I'm like, well, what do I go from here? Like, do I collect Batman? But like Batman's super pricey. You know, like, Action Comics is super pricey. You know.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, where do I go? So I don't know, man. I might start collecting Aquaman. I might start collecting Green Lantern. I've got no clue where I'm going from here.
Yeah,
I'm just collecting modern.
Just stick to one character and just start collecting those, and then you can get a little bit more focused that way. And then once you collect the books that you need for that series, then you can start going to the next one.
Yeah. I just feel like with DC and Marvel, it's hard though because you let these books sit. And they're going up every day, you know, so it's hard to just not.
Especially, for those golden age ones like Aquaman's, Green Lantern, obviously, Action Comics and Batman are just starting. It's only going to get more and more expensive, but yeah, it just depends on who you want to collect first. If you start collecting a little bit of everyone, then you kind of like you said, you get a little bit all over the place, and then you can easily just like get lost in collecting the specific issues. But whatever works for you.
Yeah, see, because the big thing though is what I've noticed a lot of people doing too is like I don't necessarily agree with this where people are saying, oh, it's a speculator's market, and it kind of irritates me because I'm like, it's fine if you want to make some money off of comic books. Like I bought a crap ton of those Thor, the modern Thor books, and I don't collect Marvel. So yeah, I made some money off of like Thor issue number 2. I picked up 6 copies for some random reason for cover price, and now they're $80 a book.
Yeah.
But for people that are just trying, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't know if you watch like Tim the Collector or, I was on a live stream with him and we were talking about like all this DC news and stuff. And we were talking in the chat on the Instagram, and it's like, it's ridiculous. The Midtown Comics or there's a comic book store, like the Robin King variant that, that's $20 right now. And they have like 150 copies of it, and it's like, dude, we should be selling those for cover price. Like, it's not a $20 book, but just because I picked up 5 of those dinosaur copies on release day, and I got them for about $20 to $50 a piece, and I'm like, and I'm like, oh well, I could easily flip them, but I'm like, I'm not in the collecting business to do that. I'm here to like share my experience. I'm not here to make like thousands of dollars. And it's like, I love hopping on streams with like people like you because it's not an auction. You know, it seems like everybody nowadays is just trying to auction off everything. That's all they're about, is just trying to flip books so much to make money. And I'm like, this isn't fun for me anymore, you know?
Yeah, yeah. You see that almost daily, whether it's on Facebook, IG, or YouTube. There's an auction almost every night. You know, which is fine. I don't have any issues with that. I'll sell a book here and there too, just because I have to make space in the room to get more books. That's when I have to sell books. If I start picking up a lot of new books, I only have limited space, so I gotta unfortunately sell some books to make room.
Exactly. You know,
if I want to get books from my collection that I want to actually pick up and keep in the PC, you know. And in your case, if you want to get some of those highly sought after golden age books, you know, sometimes people have to pick up those newer books, use that money to help attribute towards those books that you need to get.
oh, yeah, which is fine, but I'm talking
I
about
have no issues with that. That's cool. That's how you collect, you know.
Oh yeah, well it's funny though because you know there's a shop down there in Denver, like Mile High Comics. You know they're their biggest comic book store in the United States, I'm pretty sure, and everyone knows them. And I'm pretty good friends with the owner because he knew my grandpa pretty well, and
Oh wow.
and it's just ridiculous though because I keep hearing people like telling me about how they're shorting them. You know, like I pre-ordered, I think it was 38 copies of Speed Metal because I want I hate Peach Momoka's art, but I love the Flash and I want those 1 in 50 variants. And the way that they're going, it's more cost efficient for me to do it this way than it is to do, you know, buy just the variant. And it's just ridiculous because I was getting told. So I had a buddy of mine buy 50 copies of, I think, or yeah, the Batman. What was it? Batman '97 with the Clown Hunter or whatever?
Oh yeah, so you can get that variant.
Yeah, he wanted 2 of those yellow variants because he loves yellow covers. And then when he gets his pull list, he's like, "Oh, I got 50 covers of Batman '97, but no, you know, Batman, none of the 1 in 25 variants." And then they tell him like, "Oh, well, it's because we got shorted." And then you see them on their website selling those same books, you know, or whatever. And it's just the comic book industry's been getting ridiculous for me, and I've been tempted to kind of pull out of the modern stuff, honestly, because I mean, it's just for me, I'm like, it's not, you know, I understand like hunting those rare covers is nice, but you know, these stores, you know, these owners aren't dumb. You know, these owners aren't stupid by any means. So they know, like, oh, Batman '97 was hot. So any of these Batman '98s, especially these big chain stores, they're not going to be giving them away for cover price for people that, you know, randomly inserting them in polls or anything like, you know, they used to. It's all about making money, which is fine to keep them open. But I'm like, I'm not going to spend money somewhere where I'm going to get shorted and get stuck with, you know, it's like this new shop that opened up by me. I told them, I was like, you know what, I'll give you guys a chance. I'm going to order, you know, I'm actually ordering 50 copies from R&R Comics, Chino and Manny, because I want as many of those variants as possible to send in because I want a 9.8. I was like, okay, you know, and they're working with me and giving me like 20. They're giving me a good deal. So I was like, okay, I'll buy 50 copies from them and I'll buy 38 copies. So I'll get 4 copies of the variant.
Nice.
And I told this other shop, I was like, you know, if you short me, I'm not buying these books. And they're like, well, we want a down payment. I was like, okay, I'll give you the $82 or whatever for the, or well, yeah, it was like $82 total plus some more for the extra 25. I can't remember what it came out to. And I was like, all right, I'll give you the down payment. But if you don't get me my variants, I want to store credit. I won't ask for my money back, you know, because I'm all about supporting an LCS. But if you don't get me, like, I'm buying these books not because I want 38 copies of Speed Metal. You know, I want the variants. And I don't know. We'll see how that goes. That's going to be interesting.
And it works out for the shop because the shop makes revenue off those copies.
Yeah.
You get the amount of books that you need, you get that variant. So it works out for both parties, which is great. You know, that's what's great for the industry, you know.
Well, but the problem though is with a lot of these LCSs though, when they're not giving these people their variants, so people who order that many books, you know, and then they're like, oh, well, you still have to pay for your 38 copies of Speed Metal from here. And I'm like, well, if you're not going to give me my variant, then I don't want to pay. I mean, I don't want to pay. But at the same point, I'm like, well, I did tell you guys to pre-order them. If you guys wouldn't have ordered this many without me. So it's kind of this weird conundrum of, you know, because I'm a pretty open and honest person. And I told them straight out, I was like, you know what, if I'm ordering this many copies, I'm only ordering them for the variants. And I told him, I was like, you know what, I don't care. Because, you know, he's like, well, what happens if they only drop, because they're at like $80 right now. And he's like, well, what happens if they drop down to $5? I don't care. I'm not an investor. I'm not speculating on this book. I want the copies for my personal collection. I'm not here trying to, he's like, oh wow, that's the first time I heard that. Usually people will tell me that if they don't, if it drops below and it's not cost effective, they're just not going to buy the books and ghost me. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing it for that,
Mm-hmm. Right. But yeah, that's how it is today. Unfortunately, I've been finding that I've been slowly picking up less and less books for New Comic Book Day. It's been tough for me in general because I work 12 hours just to get out there and get out to the actual LCS. But when I do go to an LCS from here and there, when I try to pick up books, because I'm only picking up like really the books I'm currently reading is Venom, Thor, Batman, and Flash. Here some books here and there like Dark, the Death Metals, anything that comes out recently that looks interesting, I'll read. But I'm not going to be able to pick these up regularly because if it's a speculative book, I'm not going to be able to pick it at the LCS. I have to read it digitally, and
So
that's where I'm.
So tell me what you thought about Death Metal, because I've heard a lot of mixed reviews and everyone's like, oh, it's just crazy nonsense, and I absolutely love it. Like I
thought it was it's pretty good so far. Overall, that's been pretty good. Good writing. The art's been okay, but I think it's been good. And I've never read any of the previous Death Metal series, so I don't know if it has anything to tie in with this one or if it's just something completely different. But at least the first 3 issues have been pretty good.
I'm gonna add the Jess. So are you interested in like learning more? Because if you did not read any of the Dark Knight's Metal stuff, you want to read. So the Dark Knight's Metal, the whole Batman Who Laughs, and it was the introduction to all these evil Batmans. You should definitely read them. And then, like Teen Titans 12 is a ridiculous book. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna, I don't expect anybody to pay $100 for a copy of that.
Yeah, I can read that. I can read it digitally, so that's fine.
Exactly.
That's not an issue.
The Hawkman, so like the Hawkman Found and the Hawkman Dead is really important. Like you should, if you're enjoying death metal, and this is what I tell anybody, if you're enjoying death metal, really read the Dark Knight's Metal. Like there's so much like going on that it's good to read. And I agree, Jaguar. Like I know it feels that way, but I feel like they're setting it up because now they're not only bringing in evil Batman, they're bringing in the JSA, and Bat Hatton or whatever they're calling him now, like the evil, the Batman Who Laughs with Dr. Manhattan's powers. It's like it's great. I mean, I figured they're doing
that was a pretty good concept. Yeah, I don't know too much about Dr. Manhattan, but I thought that was pretty cool.
See, but I'm just confused because Wally West, and this is where I need to figure out the timeline, because if you're really enjoying the Flash, did you read the Flash Forward series, the miniseries?
I like that. That was a good series.
See, I'm confused where that ties in with like metal and death metal, death metal mainly because Wally West currently has the powers of the Mobius chair and the powers of Dr. Manhattan and all this crisis energy. So when was this before, all of this?
I'm confused on that. I don't know where that came from. I thought maybe there'd be some continuity in there and Wally West would still have it, but I have no idea. So I don't know if I missed something in between. I don't know.
That's where I feel too. It's just been ridiculous.
So, but yeah, because I don't read any of the. I don't know if there's any other tie-ins through different series that are kind of bringing this together or not. I have no clue. Like I said, I've only been reading the Batman, Flash, this new series with Death Metal. So I don't know if there's any other series I have to read to kind of tie this all in. But if I have to, that's cool. I'll do that as well.
I think just buying the one shots, honestly, because I think like the Robin King kind of explains.
Yep.
Like the Robin King explains, obviously, when the Robin King comes out and tells Barry Allen that he's gonna kill him with his mother's corpse with the flash ring, like oh my god moment right there. That was the coolest thing ever, like, oh yeah, I stuffed your mom's body inside of this ring and made some Speed Force killing chemical to kill it, and you're just gonna melt away after, and it's gonna be like your mom giving you a hug.
Yeah. But, and that cool little the Batman dinosaur. I don't know where that came from. That character looked pretty funny.
Oh yeah, it was he uploaded his memory. So they're supposedly supposed to be doing a one shot of that too.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, because from my understanding, from the little bit that you get, it was basically he uploaded his consciousness inside of the the dinosaur that he had in his bat cave.
Okay.
So that, and then the Batmobile, like the living Batmobile, and like the Batman Darkseid in issue 3 was pretty cool. Like I know people, obviously like Jaguar say it's like a parody and there's so much going on, but it's so cool that I feel like Capullo and Snyder are just like going for it. They're not like, I don't even care. We're just going to add as much stuff as we can into this series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is there going to be a lot more one shots like adding to this whole thing, or?
Yeah, because apparently Lobo. So I don't mind Lobo, but at the end of 3, when he's just still chilling, and then Lex Luthor's like, "Oh, I think we found," or Lobo's like, "Well, we found it. And what is it?" And he's like, "Oh, it's the death metal." Like, I'm like, okay, so Lobo is basically just hunting these rocks down for whatever purpose for Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is still alive, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I have no idea.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll be interested in what to read that because I do like Lobo, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I didn't want to have this going on too long. I just wanted to show off some of the books, chat a little bit with you and some of the whoever's in here in the chat.
Yeah.
Just to show off, like I said, my my big 2020 personal Grail Golden Age book. So I'll do a quick recap for people if somebody else jumps in here. Show the books real quick again, and then I think we'll call it a day. And so let's show some books. Just a quick little recap. So I got this Rise of the Midnight Suns. First Lilith, Ghost Rider from the Polybag series, part 1 of 6. Little comic book marketplace issue number 26, spotlighting my one of my favorite Golden Age artists, Alex Schomburg. So I'll have to go through that and see some great covers. So hopefully I'll get another Golden Age Schomburg book next year. Nice little Young Avengers issue number 4, signed by the artist Jim Chung. 2 copies of Superman Batman number 23. That big debate with the whole first Batman Beyond. Let's see. Oh, this book's all the way over here. Darth Vader, Star Wars Darth Vader issue number 22. 2 copies of 14, which I think is that second appearance of Ashana Toko. I think it's that character's name I can't pronounce. That's having a ridiculous amount of spec going into the second series of Mandalorian, apparently. Spider-Man number 1, that newsstand copy from that great Todd McFarlane series. Let's see, a little Uncanny X-Men number 120, First Alpha Flight. Great book. Oh yeah, a little Venom 26, the Virgin variant by Shannon Mayer. The other Midnight Suns Darkhold number 1, part 4 of 6. Let's see, Deadpool number 10, that Scotty Young series, which was a really fun read. And of course, the Golden Age Personal Grail book, Weird Science Fantasy 29, classic Frank Frazetta cover at a 4.5 white pages. So that's it, everybody. I want to say thanks, everyone, for joining in. Thanks, Michael, for hanging out in the live stream. Let's see. Hey, what's going on, Mastodon? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you saw those books. So I did a quick little recap. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to wrap this up. I want to thank everybody again for dropping by. Hang out, Mike, a little bit after. I want to talk to you for a little bit as well. And that's it. So I want to say thanks, everybody. This is More Expected Comics. Everybody, have a good night. All right, guys. Later.